class 6. This is the third part of the chapter Dutiful Rana, and we have completed up to page number 30. And there we saw that Shibirana was a just ruler, and one day the Almighty God wanted to take a taste, and that's why an eagle and a little dove came to his court. And the eagle wanted to take the little dove, but when the little dove went to King Shibirana, Shibirana gave the shelter. So the eagle was asking for his food, and king said that whatever you want, you give it, you take it, but don't make any harm to the little dove. So the eagle said that I want your flesh instead of the little dove. So King Shibirana, who was a just ruler, he agreed to the proposal, and he said that okay, I will give my own flesh, but somehow it was not matching with the little dove. The weight of the little dove, it was not the body, the cut, fresh, the flesh of the king, the weight of the flesh of the king was not matching with the weight of the little dove. And so the king was so annoyed, and annoyed means here it's not annoyed, he was so sad because he could not do anything. Okay, so after that, what was happening, now we will what is going on, we will see. So please take out the book and turn to page number 30. There we will read. Suddenly there was a blaze of light in the hall. The eagle and the dove changed into the forms of Indra, who represented Varun and Agni. So what happened? Suddenly there was a blaze of light. Blaze means that thunder, lightning. Okay. And after that, they saw that the little dove and the eagle changed into the form of Varun and Agni, who were represented by the king Indra. As the two disappeared from the hall, Indra's voice was heard to say, "O king, you have proved your worth. You will always be more powerful and use your power for the good of the weak." So, after that, they saw that two birds changed into their own form. That is, they are two. That means the two gods, Varun and Agni. And after that, they disappeared from the hall. And suddenly there was a voice. And the voice was, it was coming from Indra, the Lord Indra. Okay. He said that, "King, you have proved your value. You have proved that you are a just ruler. You are a very kind-hearted and proper ruler. And I am giving you more power. For what? To help the helpless, to help the poor, to help the needy, to help the helpless." Okay. If the strong don't protect the weak, then who will? So God said that if strong will not protect the weak, so who will protect the weak? Who will care for those who cannot protect themselves? Who will take care of those who cannot protect themselves? Okay. Remember, to keep your promise means to keep your word. Shibirana was prepared to make the supreme sacrifice and give his life for the little dove just because he had given his word. So always, what does this story say? This story says to us that always keep your promise. That means Shibirana, he was a ruler. Okay, he could do anything with that little dove. He could do anything with the that means the eagle. But he promised. He just keep his promise. Okay, he promised to all of the creature that he would give proper shelter. That is why he did not bother for himself. He just wanted. He was giving his own life also, only for his promise. He promised to keep his all people, all creatures safe. That is why he was about to give his own life also. Rarely are we called upon to make such a sacrifice in life, yet even when we are asked to give up small things for someone else, we prepare to forget our promise. Learn to fulfill your commitments. That means we see it also that sometimes when we promise something, okay, and when the time will come to fulfill it, that time if we see that it will harm us, so we just forget about the promise. We never mention that promise. That is a wrong thing. Whatever will be the consequence, always try to fulfill your words. Always try to always try to very fulfill your own commitments. Okay, we have commitments towards our parents, teachers, elders, brothers and sisters, society and nation. And we should fulfill our commitments. We have some commitments, okay? We have some commitments towards our parents, towards teachers, towards our family, our society, brother, sister. So these are our responsibility. These are our commitments. For such a situation, you don't have to promise. It is your responsibility, like it was of the King Shibirana to protect the weak. So it's suppose like it is our promise to our parents, to our teacher, to give respect to them. So when we take birth, that from that time onwards, it should be our responsibility towards our parents, towards our teachers, towards our family members, and last but not least, which is very important, towards our nation, our country. So always we should be very much responsible to all of this. A person who understands his or her commitment and keeps his words is loved and trusted by all. A person who is very much committed towards his promise, his words, so he or she will be loved by all. If you don't keep your promise, you make someone suffer with your negligence. Suppose you have promised to your friend to wait in the park, okay? So if you forget that promise, so your friend was waiting in the park, but you just forget, and because of your negligence, your friend will be suffering. That is a very wrong thing. If you promise anyone, whatever it is, always fulfill that promise. If you are true to your word, everyone will like you. So always keep your promise and commitment. If you are true towards your words, so everyone will like you. However difficult and demanding the sacrifice it may be. That means if you promise someone, the same thing, if you promise someone, always try to fulfill your commitments. Don't think about the consequence. Don't think about that what will happen afterwards, because if you have promised, so maintain that promise. That is the main theme of the story.